Mortgages are a lot like pool. Accuracy matters.
So Mark, I get a question often from buyers on, is now the right time to buy or should they wait?
Nice shot, by the way. Well, it really depends on your financial situation. I think that, if you're able and ready to go, now's a good time. And buying real estate, it's always a good time to buy real estate, no matter what. Or if you think about it, if you're renting, the success of being able to get into a house with a similar payment at what your renting is. I have a lot of first-time home buyers. They're going into a mortgage with paying less than what they were paying in rent. Mm-hmm. And when you're paying rent, that puts a roof over your head for the day. When you're buying a mortgage, you're accumulating wealth.
Right. Yeah. Yes, building your own equity for
Mm-hmm.
sure. So what about interest rates? That's something else that comes up a lot. I feel like people are just waiting for interest rates to come down before they make a move with anything. Do you think that they're going to ever get back into that 2 to 3% range?
It's really hard to predict interest rates, but if it got that low again, it would surprise me. But I think it's potentially low fives, high fours. We could get down there. The thing about waiting for the interest rate, though, is when you're waiting for the interest rates to come down, the price of homes are going up. So, it can be a trade-off, but it's never a bad time to buy real estate.
Right, and if we get back to those 2% and 3%, then
that's right.
Yeah, you're going to be in war over.
Yeah, the bidding wars will start all over again.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. So, do you ever get asked, how much of a house can I afford? Can I afford a house right now?
Yeah, that's going to be more in the pre-approval process where, to use a financial calculator at home, kind of trying to figure out what you can afford. Mm-hmm. But the best way to do it is reach out to a mortgage professional. Here at Supreme, what we like to do is we like to gather documents, pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, whatever your situation is. And we like to start plugging them in real time so we can nail down that real price, what you can afford, what that payment's going to be. And that way you have a better understanding of where you need to be, you want to be, and we know that we can help you accomplish that.
Exactly. Well, and that helps us out on the realtor side, knowing where they are. So we make sure that we're looking at homes that fit in their budget and where they're wanting to be at. And of course, to get that pre-approval letter, because we need that whenever we submit an offer. So
yeah,
yes.
That's a critical component for when you start shopping for houses. So it's recommended. And I get a lot of calls from buyers saying, hey, my real estate agent suggested I reach out to you to get a pre-approval, pre-qualification. And we're always happy to do that because that's just part of the process.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So what kind of credit score does a buyer need, or what is a good credit score for a buyer?
The higher the credit score obviously is better. We have programs like FHA. You can get into a home with a 580 credit score, but what we like to see is a 620. Those are definitely that's definitely a good score to be at. The other thing that we have here at Supreme is we have tools at our disposal. So, for example, customer comes in, wants to apply for a loan, see what they can afford, and maybe they're a little bit credit challenged, got some things we got to straighten out.
Right.
We have tools that will let us do rapid rescores, or we'll run models or algorithms to say, hey, if you do this, or if you pay this off or pay this down, within maybe immediately we can get your score up 24 points, or over a month or 3 months. So maybe you can't buy a house today, but we can get you ready to buy a house in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. The critical thing is let's start doing something now so that 6 months from now you're in a whole different spot.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because there's several times where I've had conversations and I've directed them to like a credit counselor, but it's nice if I can just direct them to you, and then you're able to help them with that process to get to the point to where they can move forward with looking at houses and starting the process for them. So.
Yeah, and some of the tools we have, they're pretty sophisticated. So it's pretty easy to use and I've probably about 90% of the people that I work with, I have I have good luck with them getting their credit where they need to be. So
Nice.
yeah, so the tools that we have at our disposal are critical.
Good. That's great. Nice.
Thank you.
So how long does it typically take to close on a house?
Another good question. So we can close on houses pretty quick. Normally the contracts that I get in, usually they're typically 30 days. Sometimes we see 45. If the seller needs a little bit more time to find another place, I've seen them as high as 60 days.
Okay.
But here at Supreme, probably one of the quickest closes I've ever done is probably about 5 days.
Wow.
But that's having everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Customer may have gone to a different lender that couldn't help them. Clock is ticking. They have maybe a week left before the contract's up.
Oh, and switch.
Yep. So we get
Okay.
on it. And the thing about Supreme is when we have a loan like that, we clear everything out. We make that a priority. We push it to the front because time is of the essence.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That makes
So
sense.
the question is 30-day contract. I'll always be ready to go. Usually by a week before that. Yeah.
I know, I like the comment that you made earlier about you don't want them waiting on you to finish the close out. You
Correct.
like to have everything ready to go to where you're waiting, or they're waiting on somebody else.
Yeah.
On you.
Yeah. 99% of the time, 99% of the time we're waiting on them because
Yeah.
we're ready to go.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that. I also have buyers that will ask how much they need for a down payment or for closing costs, because that can be a big expense for first-time home buyers or buyers in general.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
do you often get that question too?
Often. Yeah. Often.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. FHA requires 3.5% out of pocket. You mentioned first-time home buyers. The beauty of what we do here is at Supreme, we probably close more down payment assistant loans than most of our competitors. So we do a lot of those. What's nice about it is the down payment assistance. It'll pay that 3.5% for you. Depending on the percentage we can get. It usually runs in lines of 2, 3, 4, 5%. All the 5%, they go first and they get used up, and then we have 4. But usually it's 3.5% down on FHA. We can go 3% down on conforming Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and then of course you've got the USDA loans. They're 100%. The VA loans, they're 100% financing as well. And when you're negotiating a contract, if you ask for some seller concessions, you can literally get into a house with little or no money out of pocket at all. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's very beneficial for
Sure.
first-time home buyers that they don't have a lot to put down,
Mm-hmm.
but they're ready to make that next step and to purchase a home. So
Yeah.
it's good. You know, play?
Booyah.
I know. So
Wow.
how much are closing costs?
That's a good question because you gotta make sure you're ready to close when you're under contract. Generally speaking, I would say closing costs are going to run 2 to 3%
Okay.
on average.
Okay. But those are things that the realtor can help negotiate with the contract to try to get the seller to help contribute to some of that.
That's correct. Yeah. Any
Seller's concessions.
Yep, seller concessions. Yeah, any contributions from the seller, it's always going to help minimize the cost out of the buyer's pocket. Uh-oh.
Hey!
Did you plan that?
It's all luck, I promise. So what documentation does a buyer need and submit to you to get the process going?
Yeah. Two of the most critical things that we need to ensure a solid pre-approval. Very nice shot, Dyan. Are income documents and asset statements. Because we want to make sure that borrower has the funds to close, and then obviously the income is going to help determine their debt ratio. And it always helps to get those documents in as quickly as possible because then we're not guessing. We know what we can do. We can calculate the income, figure out the assets are there, funds to close, and so that's critical. So I would tell any buyer, even from a real estate point of view, just to prepare them, get them ready. Hey, gather your income documents, whether it's pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, whatever your income is, even bank statements. We can use bank statements for income. And an asset statement showing where the funds to close are going to come, if you're going to use them. If not, we get down payment assistance and seller concessions.
Okay.
Yep.
So go ahead and get all of those documents, start getting those ready and stuff to be able to send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Income, asset statements, bank statements, 401ks, IRAs, just any sort of where you have money sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask, what kind of loans do you offer, and how do you know what loan is best for that buyer?
Well, it's a good question. We have a lot of loan programs here at Supreme Lending. And of course we do FHA, VA, USDA, and of course conventional Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. We also have our alt loan programs. We call them alt loans, is where if we got to use alternative methods of verifying income, like maybe bank statements, something like that. So if somebody's self-employed, I can ask for 24 bank statements, do a summary of bank statements, and whatever your deposits are, that's what we'll call your income. So it's a great program, it's really flexible, and it works for a lot of people.
So can I ask, go ahead. Can I ask, are you doing any USDA loans?
Yeah, we do some.
You do?
We do
Okay.
some. Yeah, and obviously depending on the area you're looking in.
Right,
So
yeah, it has to approve, right?
Correct. So what we would do is if somebody found a property, I will always plug in that address in the USDA website to see if it's an approved property, because it certainly offers some flexibility in terms of money out of pocket and things like that. So it's a great program, and so I always look that up first, and obviously make the customer aware of that they have some options.
Right.
But FHA, conventional, certainly.
Yeah, that's what I see the most, but that's what my mortgage is personally, is USDA.
Oh yeah, it's a great loan program.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
we ended up
We do a lot of
going
those.
through, but I don't see that a lot. I have people that ask about it, but I don't see it a lot. So
Yeah.
probably because if you're giving them all their options, FHA might be better, or
That's right.